One goal apiece in a pulsating final term. Special edition of the Melbourne song, of course, for this Heart of the Nation game. Sometimes just gutting one out, Richo, can set your whole season up.
Yeah, absolutely. And Clayton Oliver's last quarter, he had 10 disposals, all the tough stuff. And it's up for grabs and it's in the clinches. You can turn to him. Petrarca, obviously, with that freaky goal to win it for them. Brad Hill tried his guts out in that last quarter with his run. He had 11 disposals to try and get the Saints across the line. But in the big moments, Petrarca kicked that miracle goal. And just Oliver at the end there a couple of times when someone needed to win a big footy. He does that all the time.
Look at the smile on Simon Goodwin's face. He knows how much that meant. Let's get down to Abby.
Goody's a very happy man over there, Maxie, but congratulations on the win. You're in the top 8. How good does that feel?
There's a long way to go, Abby. Still 4 games to go. We needed to beat someone on top of us, and we did. We came and beat Saints. Good little finish would have been nail-biting for Melbourne supporters back home.
What was going through your mind with a minute to go? St Kilda are really pressing forward. You just needed to hold on.
Yeah, couldn't do much. We were trying at every stoppage just to play a boring game and hit it straight down and tackle, and they just seemed to have numbers. Brad Hill was electric late.
He was.
But yeah, we were able to get over the line with show maturity. Michael Hibbard said he broke his leg on the field. I think it was just a rolled ankle, but he came back on and made a really good tackle. Jake Lever, that closeout spoiled.
Yeah. And how much belief does this group have from a win like this? As you said, there's still a long way to go. There's still 4 games remaining, but winning against a side above you who's inside the top 8, surely that stands for something moving forward.
Yeah, it's big. It's big. We needed to beat someone on top of us. Just really proud that we can make people smile back in Melbourne. Doing it very tough. My family, my wife back at home, she's probably watching. Just hopefully put a smile on a few people's faces down in Melbourne.
And just quickly, Maxie, on the flight conditions coming in, you fly in, you fly out tonight. I think you get back at 3 a.m. Surely there's a sleep-in on the cards tomorrow?
5-day break, straight up to Cairns, day of the game flight. It's a whirlwind of a season. We're on the same flight as St Kilda, so hopefully we can smile.
Thanks so much. Congratulations. Good work.
Thanks, Abby.
Yeah, big day, isn't it? Started at about 9 o'clock this morning, and a nice moment that, isn't it? The Jones brothers, Zach and Nathan, as we just heard, they're going to be on the plane together, Richo, on the way back, and the sides that win and then you travel together, it means a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Terrific win, Melbourne in the 8 there, and they've got a good percentage, the Ds. That's going to come in handy because look at the teams on the same amount of wins below them. The Giants, the Doggies, Carlton may join it tomorrow, but they've got 10%. So that could be the difference at the end of the season for Melbourne. Hard-fought win.
Impressive, I reckon, late in this game, Melbourne. They were able to get the game back to where they wanted it after it started to get very wobbly. The Saints are such a quick ball movement side. They were able to hold them up. So I think there's a lot for them to like about tonight.
Yeah, what were they? Inside 50, minus 16 inside 50s. But Stephen May, I reckon they could have tried something a bit earlier down back. And I think Stephen May's with Abby now.
He's on the GoPro as well in the background. But Maisie, well done. You were under siege late. As I just said to Maxie, what's going through your mind when you're deep in defence and St Kilda are coming hard?
Oh, I was like, not again. We played well last week against the Doggies and then they overran us. Whereas tonight we were able to, stem the flow of their offence and, they found a gear late and I was pretty nervous, not going to lie.
Yep.
I was like, come on, Siren, hope and go. So, it was a thrilling win.
And Christian Petrarca, he didn't quite get the numbers that we normally see of him, but just his ability to impact the scoreboard, so impressive. He's such an important piece to your puzzle.
He's a beast. Like he can't get, when he's up and about, he's hard to stop. And a couple of goals early, and he's filthy about dropping a couple of marks late. That's the competitor he is. So if he can do that every week, it's going to help us.
And Sydney in 5 days. We know that you've got to fly back to Queensland and then up to Cairns. But what does recovery look like from here?
Burjay's got us pretty flat out with his recovery hubs and all this. Yeah. It's a pretty rigorous regime, but we've been able to, apart from the Port Adelaide game, our 4 or 5 day breaks have been good. So, I didn't even know who we're playing next week because this is such a big game. So, still gathering my thoughts from that. But, after a win, you definitely pull up a lot better.
Well, there's not much training going on in these 5 day breaks, but you're actually playing Sydney. So, best of luck in 5 days' time.
Thanks, Abby.
Thanks for your time.
Well, interesting for me where the television heads after the break.
Big night for Richo on that front.
Oh,
Very big call for you, Richo.
Does he go
a lot of pressure
with the ball getter? Does he go with the goal kicker, or does he go with the big defender?
Well, normally favoured the defenders, Richo.
Well,
as a rule,
goals win games normally.
We've got the press conferences for both coaches. The real Richo is back tonight, and we are looking forward to the song being pounded out, and also looking forward to what's coming up in the rest of a big round of footy.
Yeah, Stephen May was outstanding, though. We know that. And I feel like the Saints had to try and manipulate the matchup on him a little bit earlier. He was just dominating a young player.
Melbourne hang on in Alice Springs to win by 3 points and jump back into the top 8. Welcome to Saturday's stretch alongside four-time premiership player Jordan Lewis and a man fresh off his Masters win. Welcome back, Brad.
Well done.
Tracy.
Thank you very much. Chooses the dinner next week. Yeah, that's right. They do that. Imagine winning the Masters. How cool would that seriously be?
The bank balance would look all right.
It'd be awesome.
The jacket does look great, by the way.
Thank you.
An awesome win for Melbourne tonight, a very important win in terms of the top 8. Geordie, your thoughts on your former team?
I think important was probably the right word. It was a funny game to watch, wasn't it? Both sides just couldn't find their groove, and it came down to a few important possessions in the last quarter, one being the Petrarca goal. But I suppose the best player for Melbourne on the night that kept them in the game for 3 quarters was Stephen May. He was huge tonight, had a really good season, did a really good job on King. Let those couple of marks go late in the game, but he was, for me, probably the best player on the ground.
Over Petrarca?
I think so.
I think so as well. I do. I know Petrarca was
Petrarca started
good.
well, first quarter good, and then maybe drifted out of the game until that last quarter where he had a few big moments, but he was consistently the best player.
I don't think they win if Stephen May doesn't have the game that he has tonight in terms of what he was able to do defensively to hold up St Kilda consistently.
And as he said post-game, they were just so relieved to hang on this time around, given what happened to them against the Bulldogs last week.
Well, you could see it on their faces and the way they celebrated after the win, and even Goody out on the field. It's relief for the whole club, supporters, everyone that's involved, because it means so much, and they knew how much last week's game meant to them, and they failed on that occasion. But then to come up against St Kilda, a side above them, as was said in the commentary, it's a big win for the club. And you just don't know what teams can gather from that. They've had a big travel day. Both sides have had a big travel day, but head back tonight with the win certainly makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah, it does. But you look at Melbourne, to their credit, have done well to turn around their season to get themselves at least into a position. Still too many, both teams actually tonight, too many turnovers for my liking in terms of that third quarter was a lot. Yep. So if they're going to be doing that come finals time, it's making up the numbers rather than a full impact on the competition. So they've still got time. They've got time to get it right. They've got time to, both teams, I'm saying, in terms of St Kilda and Melbourne. And it will come down. These sides are fighting for positions 7 and 8 with about 4 or 5 other teams as well. So that's where it's going to come down to, that skill level, the basic skills of the game, getting them right more often.
So has your opinion of St Kilda changed dramatically after tonight?
No, I don't think so. I think you're going to have games like that where the opposition, for whatever reason, just doesn't allow you to play the way that you want to. They didn't get any easy goals tonight, so they had to work hard for every score that they got. Yes, they would have liked to have been a bit cleaner. Yes, they would have liked to have moved the ball to the open side a little bit better, but you'd say that for both sides. Both sides were really restricted in terms of the way the opposition defended, and they found it really hard to score.